morning. What's up, y'all? Happy Tuesday. Firstly, happy Tuesday. Then I'm gonna give you guys a little something just to, take with you for your day. Expect little from people. Expect a lot from yourself. That's the secret to a happy life. You heard that? Expect little from people and a lot from yourself. And that's facts. Whatever is good for your soul, you do that. You feel me? So let's go ahead and let's talk about, now that I, got all of that out of the way, let's talk about what I've been covering for the last month. The Boy Is Mine tour. My second, show that I'm going to is coming up this Sunday. So I'm going to use that show as for footage. Footage. That's what we're going to call, that's for Sundays. Shenanigans. It's going to be the footage day. Alright. So, Brandy and Monica. This time I get to see Money Long. Money Long. Speaking of Money Long, she put out a little skit of a fake Mariah Carey, honestly, who looked just like Mariah Carey. And everybody was scared for Money Long. They were like, she's talking about Mariah so bad that Money Long had to go and refute the claims immediately because people were not fucking with that little skit that she did, right? But it's clear, even when I first saw the skit, I literally said, okay, Money Long, Mariah Carey is remixing Delulu with Money Long. That's what that means. Come on, guys. Don't be Delulu, okay? Don't be Delulu. She's remixing the song with Mariah Carey. Why would she do career suicide and try to come for Mariah Carey hard and heavy? Not only that, Mariah Carey was on the Made for Me remix and some more shit. So, Money Long is not that type of girl to think in that way, like she could come for Mariah Carey and let the Lamb Lilies, take her through there. And that's what they were trying to do. So she was like, no, right away. It was just basically her promoting clearly a remix, right? Anyway, let's talk about that crazy Baddies USA that aired this past Sunday. It was crazy, right? These girls literally fighting their asses off. At the same time, you have Lemmy, who has one of the baddies. Her name is Scotty. She's pregnant by him. It was a planned pregnancy. So that means in vitro, maybe, or whatever you want to call it. He was the sperm bank. So, I'm thinking she's about 4 months. She said she was due around his birthday, which is April the 10th. So that would make Shorty around 4 months or so. And she also had like a reveal or whatever, like a baby reveal. So she's having a girl. I had to calculate the months because I thought it was a little early for a, gender reveal. So, but clearly it wasn't. But to say the least, those ladies fought like it was nobody's business, right? Literally, they were, it was so many fights. I'm only going to cover what I put on my page yesterday. So Summer No Other, got dragged every which way but the right way. The only fight that I guess she held her own in was with Mariah Lynn. Everyone was kind of calling Mariah Lynn a pick-me. She's like, pick me, pick me. I fought for you. Pick me, pick me. So everybody on X was coming at Mariah Lynn super, super crazy. They were saying that Mariah Lynn was just trying to be seen because every fight that she got into, the girls was dragging her and mopping her. So Mariah Lynn even decides to get into a fight with E.T., considered one of the heavy hitters. She was one of the people who actually stood in the paint with Siki and fought her, you know? Like, really, out of all the fights, E.T. stood in the paint harder than every one of them, right? And that's who, those are the girls Mariah want to fight, and then she be getting her ass beat. Anyway, through all of this, it appears they're bringing back the Bad Girls Club or whatever, because you have a lot of the girls from the Bad Girls Club making appearances on this Baddies USA. I mean, I'm gonna say it like this. It's basically watching a fight club. So let me count your days, but at the same time, get your money while you can. You know, these girls are letting you exploit them. So be it. Be it, exploit away. You feel me? So that's all I can say about that. All right, let's talk about my block list. I went to throw a few comments on. I know I was blocked by Nicki Minaj on X. We're just talking about X, okay? Good morning, Brooklyn. How are you? Thank you for checking in. Surviving Zeus. Ha, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I said, get your money, Lemmy, while you can, because Surviving Zeus is coming. Because I'm trying to tell you, ain't no way these people acting like this and somebody didn't get some type of trauma, because it's a lot of knots on heads, you know. They're fighting over that baddie shot o'clock. I'm about to go get a patent on baddie not o'clock, because that's all I see. It's fucking knots on heads, you know. But I was just, you know, talking about Surviving Zeus. But in the same time, I was talking about my block list. So I go in and I'm blocked by Clarissa Shields. And I was like, damn, I don't know how long I've been blocked, but I have an idea of how long I've been blocked. Oh man, Summer. First, Summer Bummer. Summer the Bummer. She was, once I did a little research, I guess her and her sister, they're like studs in their area where they're from. They're like tomboys, which come off as studs. So they basically put some clothes on Summer and made her look, you know, look a certain way, you know. But Summer is like a tomboy, so a lot of these baddies are like tomboys, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to say take away from their hands, but you're a tomboy, mama, you know. So your hands is more like a boy. You feel me? So Summer's lip is from eating all that coochie cat. Eating all that cat. She was blaming everybody, Big Lex. She was saying everybody was eating her cat. But once everybody spoke out on it, they said Summer is a serial cat eater. Tavi. Let's talk about Tavi. Okay. Tavi, they brought Tavi back. Here's my opinion. They brought Tavi back because Tavi punched Diamond the body for Natalie at the Baddies Africa. Because Tavi got her ass whooped every episode on the Baddies Africa. Did not win a fight. Got her ass whooped. Lex whooped her ass every day. So, to me, Tavi is hard to watch. Who are you going to fight? You got beat up every day. You and Elsie, you got beat up every day. You know, it's like, what are you doing? And then my favorite fight was Cold Killer and what's the girl? Tinkerbella. Now she knotted up, exactly. Just kept knotting her up. That's the thing. Fucking Lex was beating the shit out of Tavi. Tavi is weird. But Cold Killer stood in the paint. I think if security didn't get in the way, Tinkerbella would have used her weight and grabbed Shorty, grabbed Cold Killer. But as long as Cold Killer is swinging, mop, 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 she good. She got to keep Tinkerbella off of her and mop, 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 you know, and just keep mopping her ass. That's obvious. That's what she's going to have to do. Because Tinkerbella just had that baby. Tinkerbella got all that extra weight on her. And if you notice, Tinkerbella was moving slow, but she was trying to grab Cold Killer. So if Cold Killer would have let Tinkerbella grab her, it would have been a wrap, because Tinkerbella is a fucking zoo animal, you know? She is from Philly. They're grimy. This is how them girls fight like that. They fight grimy, you know? So, excuse me. Tinkerbella is like a zoo animal. Excuse me, guys. It's time. Anyway, so Clarissa Shields, I went to comment on her video and I couldn't, because she blocked me on X. I'm blocked by Nicki Minaj. I'm Nicki MAGA Minaj, and I'm blocked by her because I'm blocked by Nicki because I said she's a hater. When Cardi dropped her album, why you hating? Why does someone's success bring you out of hibernation? Shouldn't have been like that. You know, somebody's success should not bring you out of hibernation to start venting and mad. You feel me? You know, you should be, I'm not saying inspired. You don't have to be, inspired. You want to be inspired by motherfuckers. You don't want to be on mad day, you know? And that's how Nicki is. Nicki was mad day, so she blocked me. Now, Clarissa, she blocked me because when Cardi B dropped her album, Clarissa wanted to be in every picture with Cardi, going to her album shit. So I'm like, Cardi is locked in with Remy. Why are you clout chasing? So you can try to rub it in Remy's face and say, that's why I talked to Cardi B. That's how she talks. It's like, I don't know. Now that she's doing this press run. Papoose, her manager is pushing her to do this press run, her being Clarissa. Let me tell you, I'm sorry. Should have kept the girl in the corner with her mouth shut, because not only is she slow, she got on Club Shay Shay, and I'm sorry, and he's still married. But the girl got on Club Shay Shay, and if you listen to the story on Club Shay Shay, you will be like, what? What is she talking about? And then I'm like this. I'm going to go do my research, because how do you casually just brush over that you were raped? You were part of a sexual assault. How do you just casually brush over that? Like, yeah, I was raped and my mom tried to protect the person. I love my mom. My mom, the type that when she like, huh? What is this? What in the what? What is wrong with Clarissa? Is this how we out here? This is what we doing? So then she want to jump out there with her New York look. Yesterday, she was giving out turkeys, and she had on a fitted hat, like a New York fitted. She had all wintertime clothes on with a pair of sandals, like strappy heel sandals. So I said, okay, winter at the top and summer at the bottom, because why are you wearing all of that to have your feet exposed? You know heat travels from your head to your feet, or from your feet to your head, whatever. The two things that most people want to be snuggly and warm is their feet. Man, listen, can't dress, but you tell her that. You tell her she can't dress. Sure, I'm not trying to drag her, because I liked the young lady up until her smoke with Layla. At first, I was all for it. But then, once Layla started responding, she stopped responding. So it's like, so here's my thing. If you can drag someone, you should be able to be dragged back. So, if that's not my thing. But if I'm dragging someone, I know I'm fair game to be dragged back, right? So why are you waving your white flag? You were the bully. You were the one picking with this lady. And now, as soon as she started coming back at you for every little thing you say, you stop. You should have stopped in the beginning. Then it wouldn't make your character look so flawed. So to me, her character looked very flawed right now, because because of the way she rolling like a messy lady. Anyway, I made you a moderator because I want to get my live streams going, because this is what I want to do, because I'm on my way to work right now. I go live every morning, before I get to the OR. And I guess I could have gave myself more time today, but you know how it is. Anyway, let's talk about who the fuck is Cookie on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Yeah, I made you a moderator. My first moderator, actually. my first. So I have my application out there for moderators. You know, at one time my lives used to be popping. Like I was blackballed or black banned or whatever. But I used to, like, one time I could log in and my lives would get thousands of people. Now I can't get one person, you know. But it's all good though. You know, a lot of people, like I talk to, you know, a lot of people don't really want to see me drive or whatever, but I'm trying to tell you, you're talking to me. You're not just seeing me drive. You're fucking talking to me. Anyway, are you in Brooklyn? I'm in to leave out of DC and enter Virginia. Thank you. Exactly. But anyway, let's talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, I'm not a fan, and I live in Maryland. All their beef go on in Maryland and all their Real Housewives of Potomac, because of the area. All of their scenes are shot in Virginia. So it's like, you really going to Virginia in front of all these damn people, white people, and you acting like some asses, and you wonder why a lot of people in the area or whatever, they don't recognize Potomac, Real Housewives of Potomac, because they feel like those girls are trashy, right? Now, I hear they're bringing Tokyo Tony on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Now, that goes to show how trashy they are. So, with that being said, at first I was like, Tokyo Tony on the Real Housewives of Potomac. And then once I watched this past week's episode yesterday, when I was binge watching every fucking thing. Not binge watching, but watching everything. They brought that lady Cookie back on Potomac. Now, to give a little background of that lady Cookie, she's a short, heavy-set little lady, full of drama. She was on previous episodes. She was on there saying she was Chuck Brown's daughter. She's not Chuck Brown's daughter. She lied, right? So they brought her back on there, and literally when her scene came up on Potomac, the sound was like a farting sound. And I was saying, okay, talk about how shady Andy fucking Cohen, that's some shady shit. The lady, her scene was like doomed music with a farting sound. I'm like, that's fucked up. That's so fucked up. But that's not the fucked up part. They put this lady on the damn screen, and she told the one chick, Stacey, she need to wash her ass. She was like, you need to wash your ass, you funky bitch. The way this young lady was cussing, I had to check and see what station I was on again. Like, what am I watching? Because that came out of nowhere. You need to wash your ass. I literally had to go and look at what the fuck I was watching, because that shit took me, right? I was like, damn. But anyway, enough about that. I'm taking requests. I want to end my live with playing a couple of playing a playlist. I like to, first I want you guys to go out here and be great. Have a good day on purpose. Don't fuck nobody up. And the rest of this live, I want you guys to enjoy what I want to listen to. At first, I was going to be like, what do y'all want to listen to? I am going to listen to, because I'm going to see Brandy and Monica on Sunday for the second time. Yeah, you have a good day on purpose, baby. And so we're going to listen to Let's Rock Out for 5 minutes. Yeah, you make sure I come back when I because I'm about to be in the country. So you make sure you come back and talk to me. Because this conversation been the best conversation I've had today.